everyone, welcome back to the Little Western Model Railway YouTube channel. I'm James, and today we're going to be taking a look at this, the James Made Gin 6-wheel tank wagon from Dapol, sold exclusively by Rails of Sheffield. We're going to open it up, take a look at it, and I'll give you my thoughts and feedback on whether or not you should spend your money on batch 2 before it gets sold out. Let's roll the intro. So here we are with the box, standard Dapol box, nothing really special about it. Inside is a, I don't know, would you call this a clamshell? I think clamshell rather than ice cube container. And inside you have the wagon itself. Now, at first glance, there's one or two things I can see instantly with this particular model, but there are also, everything seems to be molded. Sorry for the pause there for a second, I'm just taking it in. I'm going to have a look at the website in a minute. I'm going to show you guys the website as well, but I mean it does look good for a Dapol wagon, for a £10, £12 tooling Dapol wagon. I think it does look as you would expect for that price range, but at the price point that they've got it at, and I'll go through that in a second, maybe a bit of a miss on this. You're paying for the name, obviously. That's exactly what it is. You're paying for the name, which I'm perfectly fine with. I knew that when I paid for it. But anyway, so let's have a look, a little bit of a close-up. So on my example, outright I can see there's a scuff on this tang here. I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be a rope connection or what, or a hook. There's a glue mark by the looks of things there. Not sure why there would be a glue mark there, but it will clean up. There's an obvious seam there of the two tank halves being put together, and also on the end caps as well. So it's obvious that's not one part. Now the rest of it, the chassis looks to be in two pieces, an internal section and then an entire one piece, no sprung buffers, everything molded chassis, including all the brake shoes, the leaf springs, the brake lever, everything. The only additional parts I can see on here are maybe the taps on the end, the ladder, maybe this screw top, and the platform. And then of course the NEM pockets and the coupling hooks. Let's have a look underneath. Very, very basic. But look at those axles. They are dirty and rusty. I don't know if that's coming off on the video. Yeah, look at that. That has been sat somewhere for some time. Oh, and it's stiff as well. Oh, that's why. So there's this brake shoe is rubbing. This also has a rubbing issue. There also seems to be some break on this brake shoe here. Or maybe, no, there's a bit of plastic flashing that hasn't been cut off properly. Yeah, you can see it in the flicker there. But that is also touching this axle. And then, okay, so we have one free running axle out of 3. And the shoe is bent here. Now, one of the primary issues with Dapol wagons has been coupling droop. This one, it flexes side by side and it's not drooping at all. That's really good. That's good to see. Let's have a look at this. Okay, so this one does move side to side, but it's a lot more free moving, and we'll do a connection test in a moment. But yeah, I mean, as I said, for a £12 wagon, this would be fine. For a £25 wagon, considering what other manufacturers are bringing to the table at the moment, as I said, I know we're paying for a name, but come on. Right, let's get this on a piece of track, do some connection testing. I'm not going to run it with anything because at the moment I just don't have the space to be able to run it with anything, so please forgive me. So, overall, the livery application on this model is actually rather nice. A nice subtle blue, completely printed on despite, you know, the several different layers of parts, with a glossy sheen to the detail on the livery application. There's a little bit of wear on the second A in Asian, and there is a section underneath the ladder where produced and bottled in the UK is a little bit distorted. And there is a Union flag there as well, which is kind of a nice addition. The other livery applications, the decal applications, look good. Taking a brief look at the chassis, we can see, as I mentioned, it's all one part. There is some molded detail, a lot of molded detail there, but I would have been expecting something a little bit more for this price point. I understand the tooling is old, and that should be accepted, and you're paying for the legal fees and you know, design applications of the specific livery and for having James May on it. But one thing that cannot be excused is the axles looking like they have been sat in a warehouse for years. The axles are rusty, the shoes just put pressure on it. Both things are easy to fix. I have to stress, both things are easy to fix, and I will fix them and I will have this running. But it's a disappointment when you pay £38.05 for a wagon. Now that's my own fault. I did order it to my address in Slovakia, so I had to pay import as well as postage, and you can see a breakdown of that in a few moments when we look at the website. But all in all, for a £12 wagon, I'm going to say that for the third time now, it's not bad. It could be a lot worse, but the problem is its usual issues on axles for Dapol. So yeah, let's have a look at the website and go from there. So here we are on the Rails of Sheffield website. This is the original listing for the James May Gin Asian Parsnip 6-wheel tank wagon JG1. And even on the axles here, you can see how rusty it is. I'm not sure how I didn't see this beforehand. I genuinely am not. And you know, it's all here. It's all what you expect. So I can't really complain about anything, honestly. What I can complain about is, well, not really complain about, but what I can point out is this number here, $24.95. Now, if I look at Dapol tank wagons, he says clicking the wrong thing. There you are, look. So these are, there's a weathered one for €16. Okay, so these are older, $31.95. Maybe I'm, you know, talking out my ass. They're actually a bit more expensive. There you go, you've got the Kitmaster range. You know, so the prices do vary for Dapol, and I'm not sure whether these are the same tool or different tool or whatever. But I can't see rot. Well, they're a different tool because they're 4 wheels. Let's have a look at this 6-wheel here. There you go. So I can't see a line. I can't see end caps. I can't see any rot there. This is the same tooling for $16.14 at 15% off, so $18.99. So it's a few quid more, which is fair enough. But $24.95 without deposit, all sold out on pre-order, which is fine. So I paid, and I'll put all of that above me just now so you can see it. I paid $20.97 for mine because I didn't pay UK tax. But I did pay $9.50 for international untracked shipping, which is my fault. I was given two options, a cheaper option and a non-cheap option. The cheaper option was $9.50, so I chose it. And then I paid another $7.76 in import, probably because of that £9.50 shipping. So I've paid a total of £38 for an £18 wagon. So I'm a little bit upset about it. I'm going to be a little bit upset about it. But I can fix it, so that's fine. I just want to make sure you guys are all aware, and I want to see how many of you guys are having the same issues. Now, let's have a look at product features. So it says detailed tanker with separate parts. Well, it's an old tooling. And I'll zoom in myself here a little bit. The only tooling, or the only individual parts that I can see, other than the axles, the NEM pockets, and the couplings, are the ladder, the platform on top, maybe the cap. The tank itself is 4 different parts, so are they counting that? I don't think these struts on the side are separate parts. They're definitely plastic. The chassis is 2 different parts. Maybe these taps on the end? I don't know. So you tell me. Intricate livery application and printing. Well, yeah, it's definitely intricate. I mean, the fact that they've been able to get all of that on there, and a little Union Jack, which I didn't notice before. Sorry, Union flag, we're not at sea. So this is where it gets interesting. Metal wheels and axles, yes, one of which is free roaming, the other 2 are not and cause issues, and they're rusted. They're blackened and rusted, so yeah. NEM tension lock couplings, I mean, that's a given. They seem to have sold the droop, which is great. And yes, it was manufactured and designed in the UK. Developed in Wales, which it says underneath. So that's what they tell you get. This is what you actually get. Make your own decisions. I'm not as happy. My wife is definitely not as happy. But it will be fixed. I'll clean it up, and I will have it as a proud member of my stock. More than happy to support James May. So let's get down back on the bench, and I'll show you some uncoupling, and then we'll finish up with some final thoughts. And I'm sorry to say again that I'm not going to be able to do any running shots of this right now. The layout is actually making some good progress, but nothing is powered right now. And yes, it looks like there's a mess and there's stuff everywhere, but I promise you there is track work under there that is almost ready to be used. But I also have a bed out because we have guests, so I'm in here, so I can't put my test track down. Anyway, I digress. Let me move to the coupling, and then we'll go into a quick conclusion. Okay, so I can feel that it's very difficult to move, even with my hands, and there seems to be a very slight cant when getting to a certain point. I believe that's also been an issue with other Dapol axles, where they've been out of gauge or they rock slightly. This, I can definitely feel it while moving it along, and it's just hard to move. Now, I've brought another Dapol wagon. This is a 1 plank or a conflat, and you can see the older style of coupling, and it's a little bit droopy. It's not so bad. But it connects. But there is definite height difference. It's definitely taller. Not really sure you can see from that angle. Just there. So it's definitely taller, but still not great. So yeah, let's go over to the computer and have a look at the advert, and then give you some small final thoughts. Yeah, I'm sorry that I can't run this on anything, but yeah, we'll have a brief discussion on that in a moment. So there we have it, a very brief overview of the James May Asian Parsnip Gin 6-wheel tank wagon made by Dapol, exclusively for Rails of Sheffield. Final thoughts on this. I mean, do I feel a little bit cheaped out? Yes. Yeah, I 100% feel a little bit cheaped out. You know, mainly because of the axles. I know it's fixable, but mainly because of the axles. I think they need to address this. I've seen at least one other person has had similar issues. You know, classic Dapol or Dapol, correct me which way. You know, issues with the axles, you know, not running. But it's things like these that shouldn't get past quality control. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed on that. Delivery application, the build of it itself, everything else is exactly what I expect from this tooling. I want to make that clear. It's exactly what I expect from this tooling. But given that it's got a name on it, and they've had to obviously pay for legal jargon, I would have expected a little bit more QA. So there's my thoughts on that. Now, I don't know if batch 2 is sold out. I will leave a link to Rails of Sheffield in the description below. It's where I bought it from. I have to plug them. That's how it works, isn't it? So yeah, if you want to get it, honestly, I don't think you should. I don't think it's worth the money just for the legal jargon, especially if you're international. If you're in the UK and you can go and pick it up, or maybe you know you want it as part of your collection, then fine. But just expect classic Dapol. That's all you need to do. I wouldn't buy. I'm not going to buy another limited edition from Dapol again. This is the first brand new thing that I have bought in this hobby. Everything that I've bought since I came back 2.5-3 years ago has been secondhand, and I've had only a few issues. And I was warned about these wagons, the manufacturer, and I ignored it, and I'm paying the price. But I can fix it. It will be fixed. It will be running. So there's my 2 cents. Now, all that's left for me to say is make your own judgment. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to one other. Don't listen to. Take a step back and have a varied opinion before you make decisions on any purchase. But that's all down to individual taste, isn't it? So I think I will leave you there. No, I won't. No, I won't. So I have emailed both Rails of Sheffield and Dapol with some photos and with 1 or 2 points regarding the axles and the brake shoes and the running issues and things like that, just to see if I could get their response. And I wanted to hold off in doing this video before then, but I have decided that I will release a glimpse of this now, and I will make a community post later on, depending on the outcome of the emails that I sent. I think I was quite diplomatic. You'll have to wait and see to see what I sent out. I wasn't angry at all. I just want to improve quality control. It's what my work background is, so naturally that's what I'm concerned about. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on. If you like the video, please leave a comment and subscribe if you want to see the rest of my content. The next video will be a how I lay plane track. That is almost ready. And then after that we will continue with the HM7000 series and with the responses that I've got from Hornby and various other forum members. So stay tuned for that. Thank you very much. Have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.